The wind whispered through the trees as my wife Sarah and I set off on our much-anticipated road trip. Our car hugged the curves of the mountain road, the scenery painting a picturesque backdrop for our adventure. Little did we know, the tranquil facade would soon crumble, giving way to a nightmare beyond our imagination. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that swallowed the landscape. Darkness crept upon us, and unease settled within me. Sarah glanced my way, her eyes reflecting the same apprehension that had taken hold of my heart. As we ventured deeper into the night, a sense of foreboding tightened its grip. The road stretched ahead, an endless ribbon leading us into the unknown. Our laughter faded, replaced by an unsettling silence that mirrored the desolate surroundings. A flicker of unease danced in my mind, but I dismissed it as nothing more than tired nerves. We were experienced travelers, after all, no strangers to the thrill of exploration. But this time, the thrill morphed into something else, an undeniable sense of danger. Sarah's hand trembled as she gripped mine, her eyes scanning the encroaching darkness. An air of unease settled within the car, as if an unseen presence had joined us on our journey. Our casual conversation turned stilted, whispers of doubt lingering between our words. Abruptly, the engine coughed, and the car shuddered to a halt. Panic fluttered in my chest as I attempted to restart the vehicle, but the silence remained unbroken. We were stranded, alone on a desolate road with no signs of civilization in sight. As we stepped out of the car, a chill ran down my spine. The night seemed to close in, suffocating us with its eerie embrace. Sarah clung to my arm, her eyes scanning the shadows with a mix of fear and curiosity. Footsteps echoed in the distance, drawing our attention to a dilapidated house shrouded in darkness. With trepidation and an irrational curiosity, we approached the decrepit structure, its weathered walls whispering tales of forgotten secrets. The creaking door beckoned us forward, its hinges groaning in protest. Inside, a sense of wrongness filled the air, an unseen malevolence that toyed with our senses. The house seemed alive, its walls pulsating with a sinister energy. A flickering light illuminated a room ahead, casting eerie shadows on the cracked walls. We entered cautiously, our breaths held in anticipation. The room was adorned with decaying furniture, cobwebs draping the corners like ghostly tapestries. A photo caught my attention, its frame covered in a layer of dust. It depicted a couple, their faces etched with anguish. They seemed trapped, their souls forever bound to this forsaken place. A wave of dread crashed over me, the realization of our own entrapment sinking in. Whispers echoed through the empty corridors, growing louder with each passing moment. Shadows danced, contorting into grotesque shapes that mocked our fear. We were trapped, ensnared in a nightmare that blurred the line between reality and the macabre. With every step, the house transformed, its architecture warping into an impossible labyrinth. Doors led to nowhere, hallways stretched indefinitely, trapping us within their twisted embrace. Panic rose within me, but I fought to keep a semblance of composure. The haunting presence of the couple in the photograph followed us, their tortured souls etched into the very fabric of the house. Their cries filled the air, a symphony of suffering that echoed through our minds. We had unwittingly stumbled into their purgatory, doomed to share their torment. Time blurred, hours merging into an eternal night. The summer sun beamed down on us as Jake and I embarked on our long-awaited road trip. The open road stretched before us, promising adventure and unforgettable memories. With the windows down and the wind tousling our hair, we were ready to embrace the freedom of the highway. As best friends since childhood, we had shared countless escapades, but this journey felt different. It was a celebration of our friendship, a chance to break free from the monotony of everyday life. We laughed, sang along to our favorite tunes, and reveled in the anticipation of the unknown. Miles flew by as we immersed ourselves in the changing landscapes. Each passing town held the allure of undiscovered treasures, urging us to explore. We relished in the joy of spontaneous detours, chasing sunsets and chasing the thrill of the open road. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a subtle unease settled within me. The familiar surroundings gave way to unfamiliar territory, and a sense of isolation crept in. The once lively road now seemed deserted, with darkness encroaching on all sides. Jake noticed my unease and gave me a reassuring smile, but I couldn't shake the nagging feeling that something was amiss. The world outside our car window grew cloaked in shadows, the silence heavy and palpable. A flickering neon sign caught our attention, promising respite in the form of a roadside motel. Weariness mingled with curiosity, leading us to pull into the parking lot. The motel, a relic of the past, stood eerily still amidst the night, its faded sign swaying in the breeze. As we entered the dimly lit lobby, an unsettling chill ran down my spine. The air was heavy with a sense of abandonment, as if the ghosts of forgotten travelers lingered in every corner. The receptionist greeted us with a tired smile, her eyes holding stories untold. We were given room keys and made our way down the deserted hallway. The faded wallpaper peeling from the walls added to the sense of melancholy that hung in the air. Our room, a time capsule of faded dreams, offered little solace from the encroaching darkness. Night fell like a thick blanket, suffocating the outside world. The stillness was broken only by the distant hum of passing cars. The flickering light from the motel sign cast eerie shadows through the window, amplifying the unease that now consumed us. Whispers floated through the stale air, carried on an invisible current. We exchanged nervous glances, our minds racing with thoughts of the unknown. Was the motel haunted, or were our imaginations playing tricks on us? The creaking of the floorboards outside our room sent a shiver down my spine. Jake and I exchanged a knowing look, our hearts pounding in unison. Slowly, we opened the door, peering into the dimly lit hallway. Shadows danced along the walls, their movements sinister and unpredictable. With a shared resolve, we ventured into the abyss, determined to uncover the source of our unease. Each step echoed, amplifying the weight of our apprehension. The whispers grew louder, their words indistinguishable but laced with an unmistakable malevolence. As we reached the end of the hallway, a door stood ajar. The room beyond beckoned us, its darkness a tangible presence. With trepidation, we pushed the door open, our breath catching in our throats. Inside, we were greeted by a sight that would forever haunt our dreams. The room was a chaotic scene of disarray, as if a violent struggle had taken place. Furniture lay overturned, broken glass littered the floor, and a chilling silence hung in the air. But the most unsettling sight was a faded photograph. The summer breeze rustled through the trees as our group of friends set out on a road trip, fueled by laughter, camaraderie, and a thirst for adventure. We were a diverse bunch, bound by a shared love for exploration and a yearning to create memories that would last a lifetime. With the open road ahead of us, I, Ryan, along with my friends, embarked on a journey that would test the strength of our friendships like never before. The car buzzed with excitement as we sang along to our favorite tunes, the rhythm of the music blending harmoniously with the rhythm of the wheels on the asphalt. The landscape rolled by in a blur of colors, a tapestry of beauty that served as the backdrop to our growing anticipation. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, our spirits soared. We relished in the freedom of the open road, windows down and wind in our hair. The conversations flowed effortlessly, weaving a tapestry of laughter and shared experiences that bonded us even closer. But as darkness settled in, a subtle shift occurred. The once vibrant road seemed to lose its luster, shadows lurking in the corners of our perception. Unease whispered through the group, though we tried to brush it off as nothing more than the product of an overactive imagination. A chance encounter led us to a remote campsite nestled deep within the woods. The towering trees swayed ominously, their branches casting long, eerie shadows. Despite the unease that clung to the air, we pitched our tents, determined to make the most of our surroundings. As night fell, a hush descended upon the campsite, broken only by the crackling of the campfire. The dancing flames cast flickering shadows on our faces, creating an illusion of movement in the stillness of the night. The forest seemed to hold its breath, as if it too was aware of the secrets it held. A sense of anticipation mingled with apprehension as we gathered around the fire, sharing stories that sent shivers down our spines. Goosebumps rose on our arms, a testament to the power of the tales we wove. Our laughter grew forced, each of us acutely aware of the growing weight in the air. An impulsive decision led us to embark on a midnight hike, the lure of adventure outweighing our lingering fears. We treaded cautiously along the winding trail, our footsteps muffled by fallen leaves. The forest enveloped us, its darkness impenetrable save for the beam of our flashlights. Whispers of ancient legends drifted through the trees, carried on the wind. Our pace quickened, fueled by a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Shadows danced at the periphery of my vision, playing tricks on my senses, and a gnawing feeling of being watched settled within me. As we ventured deeper into the woods, our path grew uncertain. The trees closed in around us, their branches reaching out like grasping fingers. The air grew heavy with an oppressive energy, as if the forest itself conspired against our intrusion. A distant howl pierced the silence, freezing us in our tracks. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end, my heart pounding in my chest. Panic mingled with a primal instinct to survive, urging us to retrace our steps and escape the clutches of the night. But just as we turned to leave, a figure emerged from the darkness. Eyes gleamed with an otherworldly intensity, a haunting silhouette that froze us in place. Fear gripped us, paralyzing our bodies as we stood face to face with an entity beyond comprehension. Its voice echoed through my mind, a chilling whisper that carried a warning. It spoke of ancient curses, of restless spirits seeking retribution. We were trapped in a realm where the line between the living and the dead blurred, a realm where our only hope was to unravel the mystery that bound us to this terrifying fate. Together, we embarked on a harrowing journey, facing supernatural forces and confronting the dark secrets that haunted the forest. Our friendship was tested as we fought for our lives, relying on each other's strengths and overcoming our deepest fears. In the end, some of us made it out alive, forever scarred by the horrors we had witnessed. The road trip that was meant to be a celebration of friendship became a descent into darkness, leaving us forever changed. The memories of that fateful night would forever haunt our dreams, a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the shadows of our seemingly ordinary world.